Shalom, Yashrala. This is your brother Dawada from GMS St. Petersburg, Florida, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahawah, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to play this here quick video clip before I get into this here lesson. It's about 45 seconds long real quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and air this here video and then we'll get into the topic. All right, I'm gonna play it one more time real quick. All right, as you can see, it's locked here. As you can see in that their video, you know, that's pretty much you know, some of the things that's how do I say that's not really being aired on the news. You know, you seen pretty much that one shot from far back, you know, but nevertheless, as you see in that their video, you know, as it would appear that they would say Venezuelans are pretty much killing them. That's the Maduro doing that, right? That's what they would be saying. And when you go further into that, they're saying that you know, some of Maduro's military men, some of the men in the military are, you know, how they say, leaving that side, you know, and going over to Guaido's side or whatever, whatnot. All right. But this is a very small number of people. I want to say about 20 to 30 people, you know, in which these are, again, this is the CIA doing all these things. All right. There's other videos and things like that that show them preparing for all this stuff before they even launch this attack. You know, this is why you see all this news and stuff come out in the media about a whole bunch of different distractions, all right, to cover up what's really going on over there, all right? But nevertheless, this is just, you know, what you have going on right now is the CIA is trying to overthrow Nicolas Maduro, all right? As you can see, go back to Syria, right? Well, let's go back further than that. Muammar Gaddafi, right? They wound up killing Muammar Gaddafi, right? And then from there, they wound up going in through Tripoli and Benghazi, running guns, right? This is what the, you know, the Benghazi attacks was about, and Hillary Clinton, when she had to go to court, when she had the green sweater on or whatever, whatnot. They was basically getting caught for running guns, all right, which was the formation of ISIS. That's how ISIS was formed. That was them getting caught running guns, bringing the guns out there. That's why when you seen ISIS, they always had American military equipment, American guns, and everything like that. They're like, well, how do they keep getting it? Oh, America keep, you know, they was deployed over there and they just left the equipment over there and ISIS then rode up on it, you know? And I'm just thinking, if these just regular ass nobodies just became terrorists or whatever, whatnot, you know what I'm saying? How the hell they know how to drive a tank? You see what I'm saying? And where they getting, you know, some of this stuff from? You know what I mean? How do they know how to use a lot of this equipment, you know? And it's not nothing you just wake up one day and just hop up in a tank or some shit like that and just start, oh, I know how to drive a tank now. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, this is how they wound up doing things like that. All right. Like I said, you can go back to Libya with them arming the ISIS out there and for Syria. All right. Then you also can see this in Barack Obama and what's his name? Eric Holder. You know, Eric Holder, when they got caught with Fast and the Furious, arming the cartels down in Mexico. All right. El Chapo and them. You see what I'm saying? This is a tactic of America. This is what they do when they want to go in and overthrow a government. They also had the same thing, the same exact tactic when look up on YouTube the coup attempt in Turkey. All right, the same exact thing. You know, they said so-called a group of military men defected out the military, and they was trying to overthrow the government and so on and so forth. But Erdogan wound up squashing that real quick, you know. But nevertheless, these are tactics of the so-called white man and his CIA. All right, these are the things that he wound up doing. All right, but so like when you see these stories and stuff like that, where they tell you that, you know, America or Venezuela is blocking aid, humanitarian aid coming in, it's like, yo, every time America sends humanitarian aid, is pretty much, you know, y'all sending in guns and bombs and stuff for your spy operatives to overthrow that government or that country and turn it into turmoil. You know, America's way of creating safety and stability is by killing everybody. All right, just think about it. Esau wants to make this world so safe. He got cameras everywhere to watch everybody doing everything, and if he could, he'd just imprison everybody. If your ass was in a jail cell, everybody was in jail cells, you really couldn't commit too many crimes. You can commit a crime against yourself, I guess, but, you know, take it a step further. If the so-called white man killed everybody on the planet Earth, he'd be completely safe. You see what I'm saying? This is his way of doing shit. You see what I'm saying? But nevertheless, as you see this here video and the things that's going on around there, you know, and in other places, you see all these things happening. You know, at first, you know, we watch this in the Middle East happen all the time. You know, not to say no big deal, but we see this in the Middle East happen all the time. But now we starting to see what? These are our people that are getting run down. All right. This is the so-called white man coming down on our people. Yes, he's using, you know, what else tell you that those are Venezuelan soldiers. But yeah, man, again, this is how he uses proxies. He go over there and hire some of the people that look like those people. All right. The same thing with ISIS, man. Those are all CIA operatives. All right. But they go over there. They look like the people that look like that, so they can blame it all on those people, and they can go in and, you know, it's an old mob tactic. You know, they trying to sell you protection for your store because your store keep getting broken into. And they be like, look, when you can pay us off, we'll protect your store. It won't get broken into no more. But what they not telling you is they the ones that's breaking into your store to initiate you want to even buy protection. You see what I'm saying? It's like, well, wait a minute. I don't really have to worry about a boogeyman because you the boogeyman. You see what I'm saying? If I get rid of you, I don't even need to be paying you for protection because you the only person coming up in here. All right. So we're going to jump into these here scriptures talking about the things that's popping off. Let me go into Matthew 24. I'm going to go to verse 3. And as he sat on the Mount of the Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the time of thy coming and the end of the world? Let me jump down. Verse 6. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. All right. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So just as a side topic, you know, shit, you have some things popped off late overnight yesterday with India and Pakistan. All right. Those two motherfuckers is going at it right now. You know what I'm saying? They had a dogfight in the air with some jets. 2 jets got shot down. And the pilots, I believe both pilots was captured. And you know, there was just some back and forth going on between the two. Right now, they both threatening each other and so on and so forth. They're both nuclear powered countries. You see what I'm saying? But there's a lot deeper stuff going on with that. You know what I'm saying? Because really, like, you know, you got to go into the geopolitical stuff going on over there and how basically both of those countries are expanding at this point in time. You know, they're getting bigger and bigger. You know, you go back and look how big India was comparably to now, you know, up there in the Kashmir area, right? That's pretty much where these conflicts are at. But basically the north of both of these countries, you know, you got like the north, I want to say the northwest of India and the northeast of Pakistan. All right. Pretty much right there at the top. All right. But nevertheless, also, you hear about this going off in Venezuela. You see what I'm saying? So these are the things that we got popping off now. It says, verse 6, you should hear of wars and rumors of wars. All right. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. All right. So, yeah, we telling you about these here wars and the rumors of wars, you know, like talking about rumors. Some people are like, oh, you guys are with fear porn and this and that. Nah, man. Hey, we writing these times with wars and rumors of wars. They talking about, oh, if you do this, we're going to do that and so on and so forth. Then you actually do have some conflicts that's popping off. All right. Verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. All right. And we seeing that popping off now. And there shall be famines like in Venezuela, pestilence. Again, you have that over there as well, too. And earthquakes in diverse places. Hey, man, there's earthquakes popping off everywhere. All right. Verse 8, all these are the beginning of sorrows. All right. Verse 9, then they shall deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. All right. And then many shall be offended, and they shall betray one another and shall hate one another. So you have all these different things popping off currently at this here time frame. All right. But what we're about to enter into a time. Let me just grab that in the scripture. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 1. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even unto the same time. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, everyone that should be found written in the book. Many of them that sleep in the dust shall awake, some to everlasting life, some to shame and everlasting contempt. But nevertheless, the point I wanted to get at is there was going to be a time of trouble such as there was never since there was a nation, even into the same time. So we're about to enter into this time. We was reading in Matthew 24 of wars and rumors of wars and the love of many waxing cold. You know, we're about to get into this time where it's going to be a time like never before from the time there was a nation on the planet Earth, even up into the same time. All right. So it's basically the worst time ever on the planet Earth that we get into that day. All right. Now let me grab this first. Revelation 12:12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell therein. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil has come down to you having great wrath, because he know it have but a short time. And that's basically who, you know, the so-called white man is about to start coming down. Well, he is already coming down on everybody with great wrath right now. All right. But it's about to start turning up even worse and worse and worse for our people. All right. And for everybody else, but we only concerned about our people. All right. But nevertheless, these are things that we need to start getting into our mindset. A lot of our people are complacent and comfortable in the times and the places that they're in now, and they're not worrying about these things. They're like, well, you know, you hear people talk about what's going on in the world. You talk to our regular people and they tell you, oh, did you hear about the thing going on with R. Kelly, whatever, whatnot. But bro, did you hear about them trying to assassinate one of our brethren as a leader of a country and then exterminating all of our people over there? You know what I'm saying? They actively doing these things right now. You don't hear about these things. You know what I'm saying? But you over here worried about R. Kelly, some shit that we didn't know about since, you know, the 90s. You see what I'm saying? It ain't to the so-called white man that came up talking about it, got you talking about this shit. You see what I'm saying? But nevertheless, the important things that's going on in the world, you're not privy to those things. All right. You need to be aware of these things. All right. And a lot of our people, they want to block these types of things out. Oh, you talking too much negativity. I don't feed myself with all that negativity. You need to think positive, put positive thoughts in your mind. Positive, positive, positive. You're thinking negative. I'm like, listen, all that negative, positive stuff is going to get your ass killed. You need to think in reality. All right. If your ass is, put it this way, if your ass got AIDS and died, the doctor told you got AIDS, there's no way of positive thinking about that shit to get your ass up out of that situation. You can think as positive as you want. It's not going to get that AIDS up off you. You could be in jail with a life sentence and thinking positive is not going to get that shit up off you. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, thinking negative about it, being down about it either is still not really changing the effect. But, you know, sometimes just dealing with the reality of the fact that it is, you know. So the doctor tell you, oh, you got AIDS. And instead of saying, oh, I don't want to hear that. That's negative. Don't be putting that negativity on me like that. But like, yo, man, this is the reality of it. You see what I'm saying? Let me just deal with it according to what the situation is. Same with you being in prison, you know? I mean, that's some bullshit ass lie. Like, our people are so damn, you know, blinded with that, you know? Talking about, oh, positivity and negative and thinking that, man, your ass is broke as fuck, man. And you being oppressed by the so-called white man. How many of you fucking broke ass Jake been thinking positive about getting up out of your situation? You still up under these curses or still under the oppression of the white man? How many people was in jail unrightfully? You know, they was wrongfully accused of something and in jail and they still thinking positive about it. They ain't getting out. You see what I'm saying? That shit don't work. Let's deal with the things that's really going on in it. The reality of these things. All right. The reality of these things is the devil coming down and you having great wrath and he's coming through and just tearing shit up. You see what I'm saying? You got to be aware of these things, all right? Because like what we just read in Daniel, there's a time coming like never was before since there was a nation on the earth, even unto this day. This is about to be the worst time ever. You living in the worst time frame ever in the whole planet Earth. Also the best time, because this is where we're going to get deliverance. But before we get there, we got to go through the worst shit ever, all right? But nevertheless, let me continue on. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30. I'm going to start at verse 5. It says, thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. All right. So all that, positive thinking and all this and that, trying to be all positive about the situation. Oh, I don't watch the news because all the negativity and all that harmful stuff. You need to stop feeding your mind that because you just keep yourself into that type of state. Like, nah, bro. When you look, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you in a situation, you know what I'm saying? You surrounded by a pack of hungry dogs or lions. You know what I'm saying? You in your mind trying to think all positive is not changing. It's not changing their hunger level, man. You surrounded by a pack of hungry fucking lions, no matter what you think in your mindset, it's not going to change them being hungry, bro. If they see you as food, that's what they see you as. They're going to devour your ass. All right. You need to snap into reality. This is the reality of it. I didn't choose to be here. Nothing like that. I didn't, you know, do such and such to be here, but this is the hand I was dealt. I need to act accordingly. All right. So it says, thus saith Yahweh, thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling and of fear, not of peace. All right. So we have to give our people these here warnings. All right. The Most High told us, look, hear the words of my mouth and give my people warning from me. All right. Let me grab that real quick. This is Ezekiel 3:7. Son of man, I've made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word of my mouth and give them warning from me. The Most High is giving you that warning. He's the ultimate weather forecaster, so to say, and he's telling you, look, we doing the research and we know what's going on. There's about to be a massive flood, and it's gonna flood. And I need you who work at the news station, all right, all you spiritual weathermen, that I'm giving y'all the forecast and giving y'all the warning. Y'all need to go on your respective local news channels and air out what I'm telling you. Yo, there's about to be a massive flood, so you can warn the people. All right. And we be in charge, not to really, let me read verse 18. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked ways to save his life, the same man shall die. The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand. So, again, you know what I'm saying? You want to be into all this positive talking and so on and so forth. Look, the Most High done charged us with a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this job is to give you the warning. All right. And we ain't supposed to be sparing your feelings and having pity on how you feel and your emotions. We telling you the straight skinny. You see what I'm saying? We not cutting no corners or sugarcoating none of this, man. We telling you there's a dire situation coming. Yo, there's a massive flood coming. And if you don't pack up and leave up out of here, your ass gonna be flooded out. You know what I'm saying? Or anything like that, where you have to give a person a warning about something. Hey, look, I'm the doctor. Yeah, I did test on you. You wind up contracting AIDS, right? Now, if I don't tell you this shit and you go out and you start spreading this and affecting on everybody else, man, the Most High, dog, that's on your ass, because you should have told this person. They didn't know no better, but they still gonna wind up dying. I mean, it's not gonna, just because they don't know, you was told to tell them that they got AIDS, it's not gonna take the AIDS off of them because you didn't tell them. They still gonna wind up dying from this shit, and the people that they infecting, they still gonna wind up dying of this shit. But your ass is gonna be guilty from not telling these motherfuckers because you help allow spreading all of this. You see what I'm saying? So this is what our job and our responsibility is to tell you the straight truth. All right. The Most High gave us the rundown. All right. He's, like I said, the spiritual researcher out there that's researching the weather patterns and everything like that, and he's bringing it into the heads of these news corporations, and they writing the scripts, and the scripts is being handed out to the news reporters, and that's who we are. We're the news reporters. All right. We reading the script, which are these scriptures that was penned by who? The main researcher, so to say, the Most High, the one who got all the knowledge and the understanding of the things going on. He's passing the word down to us to pass on to you. All right. But if you want to sit there and be like, look, we don't want to watch the news. Y'all watch the news so much talking about all this depression and this and that that's going on, and you don't see that flood is coming, look at those people in Paradise, California, or the peoples that was caught up in certain hurricanes and stuff like that and got flooded out, man. These are all the same people who was in the mindset of like, oh, y'all always watching the news and that fear porn. I don't live my life in that fear and so on and so forth. But when these motherfuckers was trying to escape from the Paradise fire and it was too late, and you seen those videos of those people driving through wall to wall fire, and they was like, oh, it feel like we in hell and so on and so forth. Like, yeah, bitch. Yeah, look, this is what you deserve, man. You was over there, like, when somebody gave you the warning, all right, you didn't take heed to that, all right? You didn't try to prepare yourself for that. So now you just got to suffer from it, Just like, who gonna pity a snake charmer, right? Or you at the damn zoo, and the sign clearly say, do not climb over the cage. This tiger will eat your ass. And your dumb ass want to go over there, climb over the cage and take a selfie to put it up on your Instagram or whatever so you could be flossing. You don't want to hear the negativity. Oh, you always thinking negative, like it's something gonna happen. And then when this motherfucker eat your ass, you mad about it and you want to kill the damn animal. But like, no, the animal was being what the animal was gonna be. He was gonna eat your ass regardless. You wasn't even supposed to put his ass in the cage, but you put him in the cage, and then you ignored the warning sign and you took your ass over the cage, so you got exactly what we was warning you was coming. You see what I'm saying? But nobody's gonna have pity on you. You can clearly read the sign and say, don't climb over the fence. But your simple ass want to ignore the signs. You didn't want to hear the so-called negativity, and you just wanted to think positive and get some views on your Instagram and be smiling and stuff. You thought it was all fun and games because you just want to live in this peaceful, loving world and everything like that. All right. And you're not taking into account that, yo, dog, we under the rulership of the damn devil, man. This is not that place. All right. So it was given to the men of the Lord to give these here warnings to our people. All right. No matter how they want to, their feelings are, and if they want to receive it or if they don't want to receive it, man. We coming out here to tell you, like, yo, they finna come in and start putting people down left and right. They finna come in and start killing folks. But you don't want to hear about negativity, this and that. You always thinking negative and down talking. We don't want to hear that, and so on and so forth. Or better yet, well, what can we do about it? Yeah, no, God coming and judgment coming, ain't nothing I can do about it. Like, I mean, kind of sort of, you right. There's nothing you can really do about it. But I mean, at the same time, you can, you know, depending on what your lot is, if you're a 2/3, I mean, again, if you're a 2/3, there's nothing you can really do about that. But, and if you over the elect, again, it's nothing you can do about that. You see what I'm saying? If you over the elect, the Most High is going to look at Jonah. You see what I'm saying? Jonah didn't want to go and do the work. Jonah wound up doing the work. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? For a lot of our stubborn people, this is the reason that you're going to wind up getting that judgment. All right. Just like when you go back to Ezekiel 3, like, yo, you give him a warning. He don't want to take heed to him. His ass is going to just wind up dying, but he was warned. All right. That at the end of the day, when he, you know, got to answer like, well, Lord, why did I die? I have to die like this and that. Like, well, look, shit. Why didn't you take heed to the warning that I gave you? You see what I'm saying? I gave you ample warning telling you, look, bro, there's going to be a massive forest fires or whatever, whatnot, and you're not going to be able to evacuate. So your ass need to evacuate right now. But you chose to turn the news channel because it was too much depressing news, and you decided to watch baseball or some bullshit like that because it was entertaining for you, or some twerking videos. And then when the fire came, you wanted somebody to help you. I had sent you help way before the trouble actually got here. All right. Let me continue on. This is Jeremiah 30:5. For thus saith Yahawah, we have heard a voice of trembling and of fear and not of peace. All right. And that's where we at now. We're not in no time of loving prosperity and speaking positive to people and things like that, man. We at time of war, man. And then when you think about it, we in our captivity. We about to get up out of our captivity. We about to go into what I believe Daniel 12, talking about the saints taking the kingdom and things like that. All right. So what this is a transition. We're about to get into the kingdom of heaven, where we go, like the scriptures say, we're going to labor. This is not your rest. It is wholly polluted. It's going to destroy you. And then there's another scripture say, therefore labor into your rest. We got to put in work for this. You see what I'm saying? You want to live in this big ass mansion, in this big ass palace, but you just got a flat ass plot of land. Your ass need to get out there and start building. How you say you want to live in this palace? You know, you got this palace in mind. You got the material, you got the damn land and everything to do it, but you don't want to build a palace. You got to build this here palace in order for you to live in it. All right. You got to put in some work for this. All right. Continuing on, it says, Jeremiah 30:5 again. For thus saith Yahawah, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Verse 6. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all the faces turn to paleness. Really visualize that. All right. Think about that. A woman and giving birth, right? You know, a natural birth, and going through contractions and things like that, and screaming at the top of her lungs, and she's pushing and so on and so forth. You know, the sound of that woman screaming, it's like, you know, if you hear her from in another room or whatever, whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Being a man, it's going to kind of put you in some kind of mindset, because what, you know, you designed to basically protect, you know, be a provider and protector to your woman and things like that. And just psychologically, you hearing that that scream, you know, that, or even a young child scream like that, you know what I'm saying? It's going to put you in that fight or flight mode. You know what I'm saying? Something going, oh, you on alert, some trouble. You know what I'm saying? You got to go, you know what I'm saying? Do what you got to go do to, you know, get that situated. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know, your woman is in some kind of trouble. It's your job to protect her, right? Now just imagine up on top of that, you got these big, gang banging ass niggas who, or imagine this shit. You know how the cartel get down? They be chopping people heads off and doing all kind of crazy shit like that, right? Just imagine these basically, you know, these people who, shit, you be like, these are some soulless motherfuckers right here. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine these people, all right, who just is literally cutting people heads off every damn day, all right? Imagine them, they seeing death all day long. Imagine them when they out there screaming like that woman giving birth. You see what I'm saying? Like, yo, what the hell is going on? Like, that's going to be a sound to hear, man. When you hear men, you know, not your soft men or whatever, whatnot, but these big gung-ho men, or these military men who go in and just be killing and this and that day in and day out. You know, these types of people, professional killers and stuff like that, professional torturers and stuff. When you hear them screaming and travailing and stuff like that, then you're going to be like, oh shit, what's going on? You know, people are going to be waxing weak and feeble. All right. So the Most High is asking, like, why do I hear men screaming like women in labor, man? Why y'all screaming like little bitches and shit? What the hell's going on? You know what I'm saying? That right there alone will put you in some, you know, like I said, you hear a woman, you know what I'm saying? Just imagine you in the woods or some shit like that. And you hear some woman, let's say she being tied up and tortured. You know what I'm saying? You don't see her, but you can hear her screams and shit, right? They tied her up and they, you know, let's say they peeling the skin off of her. The amounts of screams and screeches you hear from her, right, in the woods, you know what I'm saying? Not even seeing her, it will put you in some, oh shit, what's going on? Just imagine that being men now. All right. This is going to be the time frame that we in now. You got to wrap this around your mind, man. This is going to be a time like never before, even up to the same time. All right. Verse 7, alas, for that day is great. What day? It's the same day we was talking about in Daniel 12 and Revelation 12. All right. The day of the Lord. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. Again, there's no day like this day. It's the worst of the worst. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. All right. But he shall be saved out of it. And the he that's going to be saved out of it is the 144,000 and the 1/3, the elect. All right. But it says it is even the time of Jacob's trouble. This is going to be the time, like the scriptures say in Revelation 12, when woe to the inhabitants of the earth, for the devil has come down and you having great wrath, man. The ultimate goal with the damn devil is what? Going back to, let me grab that real quick. Genesis 27:41. And Esau hated Jacob. All right. So the so-called white man hated you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother. So this started way back then and it's still going on today. And these words of Esau, her elder son, was told to Rebekah, and she sent and called Jacob, her younger son, and said unto him, behold, thy brother Esau is touching thee, doth comfort himself, purposing to kill thee. All right. So in Jacob's trouble, when the devil, who is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, all right, come down into you having great wrath, all right, is to do what? To basically try to fully exterminate you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the children of Israel. All right. So it's going to be worse than what? Time of Masada, 70 AD, transatlantic slave trade, how you say basically the attempted genocide on the Native American Indians, the attempted genocide on the so-called Taino Indians, or the Ephraimites, the Puerto Ricans, and so on and so forth. All right. It's going to be worse than all these times combined, man. It's going to be way worse than all these different things all rolled into one. World War I and II. All right. All these things is going to get way worse. All right. So this is what the so-called white man's ultimate plan is. He want to exterminate you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So it's going to be a time like never before, even into the same day. All right. And it's going to be called what? Jeremiah 30:7. The last for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. All right. But you got to think about it. If this is the time where Jacob is going to be catching the most hell, all right, well, who's going to be putting it down on him? All right. Well, the scriptures say the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. All right. And we know that that's Esau, Edom. 2nd Ezra chapter 6 tell us that what? Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. All right. But if Jacob going to be saved up out of this time like never before, he going to be the one to prevail up out of this. It's letting us know that this is going to be at the end time where Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow. That's going to be your conflict between Jacob and Esau. The so-called white man is about to start coming down on you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. The children of Israel. All right. And he's going to come down with full wrath, man. Way worse than anything you've ever known before, man. He's already hitting you with chemtrails and GMO foods. He about to hit you with this 5G and microwave your goddamn ass. All right. And laser weapons. All kind of shit, man. Homeboy's got all kind of shit. He got DARPA robots to come get your ass. So-called white man's got a fucking plethora of shit to get your ass with, right? But what? At the end of verse 7, it says, but he shall be saved out of it. All right. The elect gonna be saved up out of it. All right. But nevertheless, these times that we approaching, hey man, today right now is a way worse day than yesterday was. All right. Today is a way worse day than 9/11 was. Today is a way worse day than World War II was. All right. Today is a way worse day than any of these days because we slowly but surely we go into an inevitable downfall. All right. The end of all these things, thermonuclear missiles. There's no return from all these things. All right. At least when we was coming to well, this is actually not a good thing for us, but you could say in a so-called carnal sense, at least when we was coming over here on slave ships, we will have all the way up until this point in time now before, America would be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles. So for these goddamn Edomites, hey, that was a way better time for them than it is now. Their destruction is coming in hand. All right. But what? Slowly but surely, things is going to get better for us. All right. But we have to get through this here day first. Let me grab that real quick. This is, Matthew 24:13. All right. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. All right. So going back to Jeremiah 30:7, the last for that day is great, even so that none is like it. It is even the same time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. This is going to be the worst time on planet Earth, man. But what? You have to endure unto the end. All right. The Lord's going to make provisions for his men, but you know what I'm saying? You got to make your calling your election sure. You got to make sure that you fully rooted into this thing, and not to say that like every man, as soon as you hear this, you got to be starting to teach and everything like that. It's not necessarily like that. You know what I'm saying? You got a position in a lot that the Most High put you in. You got to play your role in your position to the T. All right. You see what I'm saying? You got to make sure that you well on point with what the Most High allotted you to be doing. All right. But nevertheless, You gotta how do I say you have to be able to endure all these things. You gotta be fully built up and established in this here truth. All right. Let me go to grab a quick precept. This is Ephesians 6 and 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers of, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to withstand the evil day, and having done all to stand. So, let me read that again. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Bro, there's a war outside that no man's safe from, bro. We at war right now. All right. This is how we wage our war, man. We fighting war right now, bro. Right now I'm on the battlefield right now, swinging this goddamn sword and devouring all flesh. You see what I'm saying? But what? Our warfare ain't carnal, bro. You know, like we don't got no swords that like actually like murdering nobody and nothing like that. We killing these people in the spirit, man. We exposing Esau and his lies, and we also what? We how do I say, we for lack of a better term, we kidnapping and enslaving the elect that was, how you say, in the Gentile state of mind, or under the Babylonian juice of Esau. You know, we stealing them from away from his captivity. You see what I'm saying? Waking them up. You see what I'm saying? There's a war going on. He's trying to make sure that the elect don't get sealed and so on and so forth. But what? We were sent out there to fish out the elect. The Lord said, my sheep hear my voice and they do follow. Meaning that for a certain amount of time, the Lord's sheep was with the wrong shepherd. They was up under the damn devil. But when the Lord came over there and they called, the sheep heads was lifted up, and then they went over to their shepherd, their original shepherd. All right, meaning that the damn devil or the false shepherd is so-called losing sheep that he had under his control. All right, so this is the warfare that we got going on. All right, and by what? We out here on the battlefields, on the highways and the byways, where we go out on, you know, you see us on the highways and the byways on Saturdays, and you know, doing our camp. You know, like when you see us on the highways and the byways. You know what I'm saying? And also, you see us here on these videos now, like putting up these here videos. That's us out there fighting this here war. All right, swinging our sword. All right, we breaking down strongholds, and we also going in like you know, they say we need a medic. You know, we running over there with our medic pack, and we building up our brethren. You know, some of you brother, you know, you brethren that's out there on the other side of the videos watching this being built up, you know, an equivalent to a wounded soldier on the battlefield. You know, we just pretty much broke out some hostages, but they was kind of hurting to this. You know, they screaming, we need a medic. We out there, we raising you up. All right, we building you back up so that you'll be able to get back up and get your sword and be able to fight or defend yourself in this here battle. All right, so it says, wherefore take unto you the whole armor. Let me go back up one. Yeah, verse 13. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to withstand the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girded about with truth, having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherefore you shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. So like I said, it's not a actual carnal fight to where you know, you got a real armored suit on and some this and that. Now, like what it's talking about, let me read that again. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherein you should be able to quench all the fiery darts, and take the helmet of salvation, which is the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High. All right. So, and also praying always with all prayer and supplications in spirit, and watching thereunto all with all perseverance and supplication for all the saints. So what? Faith, prayer, and this here word, you know, being in this here word is going to be your defense. You know, people might come unto you telling you, you know, all kind of different things. Let's just say that Japhet, right? Japhet is the so-called white man. Well, if you very versed and you very on a sure foundation in the scripture, you can go into the scripture like, yo, I don't see no scripture concerning Japhet that's talking about him in any type of end time prophecies doing anything really major in the book other than them just giving his genealogy. So how can he play such a major role in the end time? And you know what I'm saying? That's not the so-called white man. You see what I'm saying? But the so-called white man that you can see is doing all this demonic shit in the world. You see what I'm saying? That you can be able to defend yourself and then strike back with scriptures that hit with that. You see what I'm saying? You're not putting out no real sword. So this is your real defense in those days when you have Jacob's trouble coming into place. All right, this is how you're gonna be able to fight and stand in that day. All right, how you gonna be able to defend yourself against the so-called white man coming down upon you. All right, you can't go and take a carnal sword to this so-called white man. That's his special power, man. You can't. It's like you trying to fight a goddamn shark, right? It's like you get into the water with a shark, man, homeboy gonna devour your ass. All right. But you can beat a shark's ass, no problem. You can devour a shark. Bring his ass up out the water. Bring him into your realm, and you can beat his ass all day into that. But as long as you in his realm, he the king of the goddamn sea. You're not gonna win that fight. You see what I'm saying? So you got to bring it. You try to fight Esau in his realm with carnal swords and things like that. That's his blessing. You see what I'm saying? And his deceitful ass tongue, man. So he got the weapons and the warfare and to know how to use them shits to kill your ass. Then he got the deceitful tongue to sit there and cover it up, just like in Venezuela. You know, they got the propaganda out there on the news right now talking about, oh, this is Maduro doing all that. That's his deceitful tongue. But then he also using his goddamn actual sword. All right. But how do we defend ourselves against all those things? All right. We pull our sword out. We pull our shield out, but we don't got no actual sword like how he got his sword. Our special power different. Our special power is YAHAWASHI, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. We go into the Spirit with this. We go into these scriptures with this. We pull out that spiritual sword and we slay your ass back with it. All right. And we go and we, you know, like I said, you might have some brothers that's weak in the faith and they're seeing these things come to pass. And nah, bro, this is going to be our defense, bro. Gird yourself with this here truth, man. This is what's going to withstand you in that evil day, man. This is what's going to prepare yourself into that day. Prepare your soul into that day. Like the scriptures say, the things written aforetime was written for our learning and our understanding. All right. How to say, wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of that time. All right. With all that, get understanding. Understand these scriptures. Understand how your warfare is going to come out. How you going to do these different things. You know, we're not like those Israelite groups that's going out there buying guns, going to the gun range. And yeah, we're going to turn up on Esau with this. But you see, you don't have no understanding. Esau gonna be able to use his special power in time. His special power is the goddamn sword. You see what I'm saying? But the Most High want to make this a glorious redemption. You see what I'm saying? So just like with Pharaoh and his army, he got to use his military, but yet and still his military was no match for the spiritual power of YAHAWASHI. You see, they was out there with their military weapons and their warfare and this and that. But how the fuck do you fight that when you walking through goddamn dry ground between the damn sea with walls of water on both sides? You see what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, them walls break and your ass is flooded. See, your bow and arrows and shit don't work at that point in time. You see, because you're not fighting no physical warfare. You're fighting a spiritual warfare. The powers of the Most High is able to do shit that you can't even perceive. You see what I'm saying? But if we want to try to sit there and fight the Egyptians with warfare tactics, that's not the way we were supposed to go, man. The Most High made sure we walked up out of Egypt with no weapons or nothing like that and nothing in our hand. Well, we did have something in our hand. We had basically the things we could carry, the gold and shit like that, right? But nevertheless, the Most High made sure we had no other way out so that what? We can't give glory unto nobody else but him. All right. Same way in this scenario, man. All right. We going into this battle with these types of weapons, our spiritual weapons. All right. Faith. All right. This is word is truth. All right. And then also prayers. All right. So that's our weapons, our warfare. This is how we're going to want to being saved up out of Jacob's trouble. This is how we're going to want to be enduring through Jacob's trouble. All right. Let me grab grab a couple more scriptures real quick. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15. I'm gonna start at verse 14. It says, "Woe unto the world and them that dwell therein." Just like we was reading in Revelation 12. "Woe unto the world and inhabitants of the earth, for the devil is come down unto you, have great wrath." All right. "Woe unto the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands." All right. Like we was reading, you're going to hear about wars and rumors of wars, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. It's going to be a time of trouble like never was before, even until this time. All right. Yo, man, it's about to be an all-out anarchy and calamities, like the purge, basically. You know, this is going to just be every man's sword against their own neighbor and everybody fighting against one another. All right. Start at verse 14 again. "Woe unto the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." All right. And so that's what you starting to see now. You know, on a higher level, you see the overthrow of Venezuela. You know, normally you would have to worry, like, you know, America pretty much going in there saying like, yo, we don't give a fuck if Maduro and his military try to mount up and have wage a war against us, because we will wind up, you know, doing whatever. We're going to continue on with this anyway. You see what I'm saying? It's like, yo, man, you try to do that shit like here, they probably arrest your ass for treason. You see what I'm saying? But nevertheless, over there, they ain't not regarding what the laws are, whatnot. You see what I'm saying? And in these times when you have martial law popping off, or you have a scenario like when you see in the movie The Purge, you're not going to be worried about the police at that point in time. You're not going to be worried about what's legal and what's not legal. You know, when you're trying to feed your kids and you're running through like you know, trying to find food here and there or whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be thinking about the law like, damn, man, there's a grocery store with some food right there. You see what I'm saying? But, you know, and people run around in chaos and stuff like this, but I know it's illegal to steal some food. I don't want to go in there and steal no food. You're not gonna be thinking about that. It's like, it's either I, you know, have that on my conscience that I'm about to go in here and break the law, you know what I'm saying, the so-called white man's law, all right, and go to jail, or do I let my child, you know, starve? You see what I'm saying? No, I'm not gonna let my child starve. I'm gonna go in there and do what I gotta do to make sure that we you know, we survive. You see what I'm saying? We gotta make it. All right. So this is gonna be the time space that you're gonna be in. All right. Just like all the movies that you see, like The Purge and things like that, people worried about their own well-being. They're not gonna be worried about the police, the president, the laws and things going on. They're like, oh, you know, it's illegal to be robbing and killing and stuff like that. But in a time like this, where, you know what I'm saying, you have what was that one movie with Tom Cruise? I think it was The World of the Worlds. When they had found that damn van, they had a van and they was rolling through. They was in that big crowd of people, man. Them people just wanted that damn vehicle, you know. And then they had like one gun. They wound up taking the damn child up out the damn car. They didn't give a damn if it was a little girl. You see what I'm saying? They didn't give a damn if they was separating them from their family. They was like, yo, we want this damn van. You know, and they wound up getting overthrown by the van, and everybody tried stealing the van. So then they had a gun. One person would get the gun, shoot the person in the damn van, move him out the way, steal the van. Somebody else would pick up the gun, shoot that person. Like, they don't give a damn about, like, yo, they know it was wrong. You can go to jail for killing, but they just trying to get up out of their scenario and their situation. All right. These are the times that's coming to here in America, man. All right. Whether you want to believe it or not, whether you want to accept it or not, whether you want to think positive or negative about it or not. All right. These things are coming to America. All right. Look at Venezuela, man. Those are your brethren. The same thing that's happening to them is the same thing that's going to happen to you here. All right. It says, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their power shall stand, the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to. All right, that's when you have these like martial law popping off, quarantined areas popping off. You can't go, you know, you got certain borders shut down and things like that. All right, when they quarantine an area, you might not even be able to leave your city or your county or your state. You see what I'm saying? But nevertheless, you're starting to see this in what? Venezuela. All right. Because of they trying to invade Venezuela. What? Maduro shut down these borders so American aid can't get in, which is basically CIA coming in with guns and stuff. All right. They don't want these things to happen because they know they're about to have an invasion. So they close off all the borders. All right. And then you stuck on the inside. You can't get in or out. All right. It's like you being inside a damn club, a nightclub, and some shooting go down. And you ain't involved in the shooting or whatever, whatnot. But the doors is locked. You trying to scramble to get up out of there. They're like, nah, we can't. You know, open the doors because like the police, sometimes they'll do shit like that. Like, well, we not going to let nobody get out because we don't know which one of y'all is the robber, the killer, whatever, whatnot. We got to go through person by person. But you like, I'm still inside of this motherfucker with this crazy motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I need to get up out of here. They don't care. They're going to quarantine all that off. You see what I'm saying? And then go one by one through there. All right. It says verse 17, a man shall desire to go in the city and shall not be able. For because of the pride of the city, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and the man shall be afraid. All right. Again, they go look in the movie, The Purge. All right. Or just on a larger scale. All right. These are the things that's coming. Jacob's trouble. These are the things that's coming to, here to America. All out, flat out purge, man. It says, verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor and shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of a lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right. So what? That's the time that we talking about. All right. You might have your best friend from down the block or your neighbor you've been living next to for the last 30 years and your kids grew up with their kids and your kids might have got married to their kids, or this might be a good friend or whatever, whatnot, man. In that time, in that day, man, when people is looking at their kids and they got to feed their kids or they got to feed their own self, they're not going to be thinking about the relationship y'all done had for so many years. They're going to be running up in there trying to take your shit too, man. All right. These are the things that's going on. One of the brothers a while back uploaded a video about, I can't think of the name of the thing, but you know, it was a family, you know, and basically this scenario hadn't happened. Right now, they didn't necessarily go from house to house killing everybody, this and that, but they got down to the point where, you know, they was like, they found out that there was, you know, there was prostitution that was going on, and that was a business that was kind of booming. You know what I'm saying? And so they could make money by prostituting their bodies out, just like in Venezuela. All right. They can make money by prostituting their bodies out just to go buy food and medicine. Right now, in this here story, this little video, you know, they was talking about this family. It was like a family of four, whatever, mother, father, and two kids, right? 2 or 3 kids. And one of the, you know, the oldest was like a 15 or 16-year-old little girl or whatever, whatnot. But long story short, it came to the fact where they ran out of all options of eating or whatever, whatnot. And homegirl was like, you know what? martial law or a state like that had already happened. They ain't have no power or nothing like that. But she was like, I'll go down to the local strip club and I'll just, sell whatever, I'll sell my body, you know what I'm saying, and get some money and I'll come back after a week, And after a while, they argued about it. Like the dad was trying to so-called hold his integrity. The mom, I'm not letting my daughter go and do this. The mother was like, we're not going to do this. We have too much pride for this to happen. That's for low-level dirty people. But the end-all be-all, once the situation that they was in started settling in, they was like, all right, well, fuck it. We got to make something happen. So homegirl went down there to the little brothel or whatever to start selling, her body for some money to bring back to her family just to feed her family. Then they didn't, the father was like, a couple of weeks went by and he was like, let me call up to the strip club to see, about my daughter, and of course their phone didn't work. So they was going from door to door trying to find a damn phone. A couple houses, they was putting them up to gunpoint. They finally got a phone to call up there, and they called to the strip club and they're like, yo, homegirl ain't been here for, weeks on and we don't know where the fuck she is. She ain't here. She been gone. You know what I'm saying? And then, they wound up having to leave the house and move away from the house, and they had to leave a damn note on the door to the daughter in case she ever came back, So these are the situations that people are in, all those different things that you have in your mindset about what you're going to do here and there, or, right now you think, killing people might be wrong or whatever, whatnot. When you in these situations, man, you in one of those survival type mode situations, all these different things you have built up in your mind, they go away. Prime example, in that scenario, the whole family thought that, it wasn't really morally right for them to be selling their body for sex or whatever, whatnot. But all they had to go out the window for survival and provisions for their family to eat. And at the end of the story, the daughter wound up being stolen in some kind of sex trafficking ring or whatever, whatnot. Who knows? She probably got killed or whatever. But she never returned back to her family. And slowly but surely, the whole family wound up dying off. You see what I'm saying? So, except for the dad, he wound up committing suicide at the end because the whole family wound up dying off, The little kid wound up getting shot with a stray bullet, you know what I'm saying, and wound up dying in the mom's arms, and so on and so forth, But these are the times that's coming, man. Nobody's going to be regarding their neighbors and, that was my best friend. I remember they did this and that for me. I remember these people bailed me out of jail, or these people wound up doing whatever, whatnot. All that's going to go out the window, especially the ones the people that they're going to probably be your first targets because you're going to know who they are, where they are, what they got, and the type of so-called security that they have, and how easy this is going to be able to run up on them. All right, so these are the things that's coming, man. This is the mindset that our people need to be in. And like as you see on that video, man, in the very beginning, hey, man, you don't expect people like that to be just rolling over people and stuff like that. All right, that woman in that video or whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure she was in the same mindset as some of these people. I'm gonna go out here and protest. They can't run us over. It's illegal for the government to be running us over. It's illegal for this to happen. This would never happen. Surely, but hey, you seen them people was turned into speed bumps. You see what I'm saying? And they got right back on. You see what I'm saying? Like, yo, man, this is what's really coming. This is the reality that's coming, man. All right, a day like never before, man. Death and destruction. The sword is coming. All right. I want to read one more. Slakia. Let me read this in 2nd Ezra 16 and 17. Woe is me, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of war, and the power shall stand in fear, and the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? All right. And the answer to that is have faith and endure to the end. This is the patience and the faith of the saints. All right. But nevertheless, this is the same thing that's being echoed in what? The whole lesson we was going through, starting with Matthew 24. All right. The beginning of sorrows, a day of trouble, a day like never was since there was a nation unto the earth, even unto this day. That same day is called what? Jacob's trouble. All right. Verse 19, behold, famines, plagues, tribulation, anguish are sent as scourges for an amendment. What do you think is going on over in Venezuela right now? All right. You got 2/3 of our people over there too catching judgment because why? They want to keep clinging on to this goddamn white man. All right. You still see a lot of our people over there talking about Maduro, especially some people in Venezuela. Oh, Maduro is killing his people. Why are they doing this, and that? Just read some of these comments on these things. But yep, that's 2/3 of you stupid motherfuckers. Y'all so damn dumb, and you don't even want to look into certain things. Oh, well, you don't watch the news and politics. We not into all that. Well, if you was privy up onto these things, all right, with all that get understand what the scenario is going on. The reason the people is being starved out over there is because of the sanctions that America is putting on to Venezuela. And the dude that y'all are so-called trying to cling to, Juan Guaido, is a CIA or an American-backed puppet just being put in place by America. The same people that starving y'all out. So if America's starving you out and you so poor up on a Maduro, the dude that's fighting for you, what kind of condition would you be in when they actually got their puppet in their own face up there and they could just do whatever they want to do uncontested? All right. This is why 2/3 of our people gonna wind up dying, man, because they love evil better than the righteousness. All right. They don't want to hear the Most High and what the Most High is giving them warning. They don't want to hear the men of the Lord telling them what's coming. They don't want to hear about this so-called negativity and stuff like that. You always speaking negative. No, we telling you the truth of what's coming, man. It's how do we say, it's a dire time coming, man. We giving you that warning, man. Yo, get the fuck up out of there. There's a massive storm coming, bro. You gonna get flooded out in this shit. You got to get up out of here, man. All right. I bet you those people in the paradise fire, you know what I'm saying? Bet you somebody would have really got it through their heads. Like a lot of those people, like, yeah, we was told. But some people like, you know, there's a fire coming. You should probably evacuate. They told them like that, you know what I'm saying? But had some people would have been like, yo, man, get this fire fucking coming. You need to get your ass up out of here ASAP. Probably would have sparked fear into some of these people's hearts. And that probably would have saved their life. Just like how the Most High is sparking fear into our life, into our hearts by telling us about all this death and destruction and all this evil and death that's coming to the planet Earth. It sparks something in our heart to get up and go do the work of the Lord, to go do the Lord's will. All right. Same with the rest of you people, man. This is the warning that you get, and you need to take heed to these warnings. All right. It says, let me read verse 19 again. Behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for an amendment. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor always be mindful of the scourges. Right now, we telling our people here in America and all over the place, yo, man, first of all, y'all Israelites, you need to come back to, you know, the law, statutes, commandments. Jacob's trouble is coming. The so-called white man is the devil, so on and so forth. But our people, I don't want to hear all that, bro. Y'all got this. I got this bag right now, bro. I got this guap right now, bro. I got them things on my whip right now, bro. I got these hoes all on my thing, bro. I got these Tatianas right now. And they twerking and booty clapping and shit. Why you worried about that type of shit right there, man? Your ass gonna be the same motherfuckers like out there in the paradise fire. It was like, oh no, we're too rich for any calamities to happen. And then your ass gotta drive through a fucking wall of fire and be baked alive inside of your car while your kids is over there. Mommy, daddy, you were scared. We don't know. And you ain't got shit to tell them because of your pride. Oh, we'll be all right, son. They go, daddy, but you said we'll be all right. And then your ass is fucking burning up inside the goddamn car. All right, there was a video about that where they was driving one of them video cameras taking inside the car where a father and a son. And the son's like, Dad, I'm scared. And the father's like, just keep driving, son. Just trying to encourage his son. Keep driving, son. Just drive faster and don't slow down. Dad, the car's heating up. The fluids are heating up in the car. Yeah, bitch. Those are the sounds of a scared motherfucker right before they die. And hey, call halal YAHAWASHI YAHAWAH for these goddamn devils dying like that in that fear. Because what? Those should be examples to our people, man. You don't want to be caught in no situation like that where the Most High gave you fucking warning and you turned your back on the Most High. Like the Most High say, look, they turn their back on me. All right, I'll see what they latter end shall be. All right, you motherfuckers is finna catch this, man. The Most High is trying to give you a way out, but yet you don't want to take heed to that. You want to keep going upon your own understanding and leaning onto your own understanding. I don't want to hear about this. There's always been wars. There's always been this. You can't dwell on that. All right, but this is a time coming like ain't never been before on planet Earth, man. You about to get fully exterminated. All right. It says, verse 20 again, but of all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Now, that's the time and the state that we in right now here in America. All right, people is in a, you know, living in they how you say it? They good times. They having a good time just chilling out here and living it up here in America. All right. But what? Calamities coming to America too. There's a dark cloud over America as well. Right. But nevertheless, over there in Venezuela, we're going to use them as an example. Right. When you over there looking at Venezuela, I bet you a lot of those people before those things was going on. All right. They was like, we're not worried about this. We're not worried about that. Or even hell, some of the people on that bridge, as they seen them trucks speeding towards the towards their gas, look at their reactions. A lot of them people just sitting there. This shit ain't gonna happen. These motherfuckers are gonna stop. They got to stop. I mean, come on. Who would allow this to happen? They have to stop. Man, they stopped right after they done ran your punk ass over and your ass is leaking from the head. You see what I'm saying? That's that judgment. You lucky that the Most High gave you another chance. All right. Because on top of that, they could have just came out there and just started wasting your ass, pull them guns out and just start spraying on your ass. And you think this is bad? Oh, it's gonna get way worse than this. All right. You think these are bad days? The scripture says it's going to be a time like never was before since there was a time on the earth. So these days is going by is nothing. All right. I mean, it's bad, but it's going to be nothing comparably to the next time. And the next time it's all going to get worse and worse. All right. Verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, which you see in Venezuela. All right. And also here in America. All right. And the others that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. All right. And prime example out there in Venezuela, a lot of those people was dying from famine and whatever, whatnot. And they was too weak to be out there so-called protesting on the bridge. But the other ones that, you know, so-called made it in a better state than all that, they made it past all that. what they was getting mowed down by the goddamn really it's the CIA and shit like that. But nevertheless, they getting mowed down by the sword. All right. It says, and great confusion. That's what they was confused as fuck on that bridge, looking at them military trucks rolling towards their ass. And in their minds, they was like, they gonna stop. They have to stop. They can't just shoot you like that, man. You know, you got some of these goddamn so-called Negroes here in America that be cooning out that so-called white man can't shoot me like that. That's unlawful for him to do that. And yet he been proving this shit year after year after year on your ass, or shit, decade after decade, into century after century. You see what I'm saying? Verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish from famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. Yeah, when you start seeing these bodies dropping left and right, they're gonna just be sitting there on the damn ground, but you're not gonna be worried about that shit. Ain't nobody gonna be like, oh shit, he died, we gotta go try to scoop him up, or try to you know, somebody ain't quite dead and you trying to help their ass. You're not gonna be worried about helping no motherfucker, man. You're gonna see somebody might have just, you know, maybe got their foot shot off and they ain't really gonna die from that. But you running with their ass, you gonna leave their ass right the fuck there, because you can be like, man, if I stop, I'm gonna wind up dying. That's gonna be the time frame that you in now. All right. People ain't gonna be worried about trying to save the next man. They're like, shit, everybody gotta save their own skin. All right. It says, let me jump down a little bit. Verse 27. So that one man shall desire to see another and hear his voice, for of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 in the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and the clefts of the rocks. All right, now let me jump down. Verse 33. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husband. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. And in the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. All right. Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. This is the warning that the Lord gave to the men of the Lord to go back and give to, you know, the rest of the elect. You know, take heed to these here warnings, because why? It's about to be nothing but death and destruction, man. Death and destruction. All right. And just as a small side note, I'll probably come back and do a video on this as well. These women in that day. All right. You women, you need to also take heed. You know, you want to so-called call yourself a righteous woman. All right. Take heed to what the men of the Lord are saying. And ultimately, you need to get with one of these men of the Lord, because they're going to be the only ones that's going to be, how you say, saved in from these calamities. You know, the men of the Lord, that's the 144,000. All right. And then there's going to be the ones that pretty much take heed to their word, you know, whether it be their family, wives and children and things like that. You see what I'm saying? So, but the men of the Lord is going to be the ones that's going to be basically saved up out of this thing. All right. And you got 1/3 of our people. All right. But what it says, the virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms, and women shall mourn, having no husbands, and their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. Now, these women in this day, who gonna want, when these men is getting mowed down, who gonna be sitting there protecting these women? All right. You see what's going on already with these military men in like Afghanistan and Iraq and stuff, how the military went up in there and they was gang raping these women and setting them on fire and killing up the whole family, because why? There was nobody that was in there to protect them. All right. These little feeble women was overtaken by a gang of trained military men with guns. You see what I'm saying? Even their fathers, who might have been, you know, trained expert fighting men, when you overtaken by a group of military men with some guns and you ain't got no gun to defend yourself, there's nothing you can do about it. You see what I'm saying? But nevertheless, verse 34, and the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. So they're going to be out to war and they're going to wind up dying anyway. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and close out with this here scripture, verse 35. Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of Yahawah. All right. Lord willing, this here was edifying unto the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahawah, Bahashim, YAHAWASHI, Bahashim, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, I can pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong and shalom.